this will also be a podcast over on my YouTube and over on my Spotify. So today we are going to talk about Despicable Me villains. So to first start out with Despicable Me 1, so Vector is the first villain to start out the franchise. And even when there's the in Dis- in Despicable Me 2, so for that movie, it's actually when Gru gets introduced to Lucy and they try to, well, go undercover and stop El Macho. And even in the Minions movie, where they're actually trying to find a new boss, but where they actually find a new boss and their name is Scarlet Overkill. And but later on in Despicable Me Rise of Gru, there is where Gru wants to be a villain, but he actually, well, that old man, that, yeah, that guy that also is, yeah, one of those villains in Despicable Me Rise of Gru, where Gru is, well, a kid in the movie itself. And yeah, I'm just a casual yapper. And yeah, so for this just random chatting podcast where I'm actually talking about. I know I get that a lot, but I see no resemblance to him. But yeah, even all the other villains in Despicable Me Rise of Gru. So yeah, there is in, well, Despicable Me, one of the other movies where there's that villain, but Balbazar Brat, the villain that actually likes old school music and my is good. And yeah, so for this podcast, I'm talking about Despicable Me villains. And yeah, usually by now, I usually have a lot of more videos out than this. I know, well, if you're seeing the screen kind of shake, I, I, I know that's something that's probably looking like if the screen is shaking, but I think am I missing any other villains in Despicable Me? Or think I've. Oh, yeah, the other movie where that villain that wants to become a cockroach. That other villain in the most recent Despicable Me movie where Lucy and the three kids and Gru go undercover and go into witness protection, and Maxine Lamel, that villain in Despicable Me, in in that other movie, well, we're then introduced to the Mega Minions, and oh my, and yeah, the Mega Minions, but now we're on to the other movie that's coming up for Despicable Me. Despicable Me, Minions and I mean Despicable Me, that new Despicable Me movie. Yeah, that new Despicable Me. No, I do not have autism, but yeah. Bye bye, and thanks much for watching, and consider subscribing. Bye bye. I really don't need to answer that, but